I'm going to show you how to use an Ergobaby Adapt carrier. So this is the newest version called the SoftFlex, and it's a bit less bulky than the slightly older version, which has bigger straps. This is the mesh version where you can get for fabric, and the waist belt is a bit smaller on this one, but the whole thing is pretty much the same. So I'm going to show you how to use this one. If you have an older version, it just applies. So inside the waist belt, you've got some Velcro tabs, and these you can just move them around so that basically the base always support baby from knee to knee. So this should be just behind, inside of the knee. Don't worry too much about these measurements. Just look at your baby. That's the best way to know. As your baby grows, you gradually make it wider. You've got two settings in terms of the height of the panel. Small baby, as your baby grows, you can pop it up so that it's always into the neck. You can leave it on the outside, or you can pop it on the inside, especially for small babies. That gives them better support. So for today, I'll just put it here. You've got some little buttons here. There you go. Okay, so with the Adapt, we can cross strap or have them straight. I'm going to demo both ways. You can choose what you prefer. It's a personal preference. So let's grab the waist belt. Put it on your waist, okay? Not on your hips. Bring the lumbar support across your back. And then you're going to bring the clip on the side, and for safety, through the elastic band. Okay, this is quite important. It means that if something happens, the buckle becomes undone, the elastic band will hold it together for a little bit. So try to remember to do that. Clip, make sure you can always hear that nice clear click. Hold the waist belt, and then you're going to pull a little bit on each side until the lumbar support is right in the middle. Pull the webbing same direction, but not flat, not like that, just slightly angled so that it pulls quite easily. So for straight strap, lots of ways to put carriers on. I find this little clip called the chest strap a little bit annoying. I don't like to clip it after I've put baby in. So what I do is I pre-clip, and then I just pop everything over my head, slide baby in. Second technique, make it a little bit looser maybe. You can just lift like this. We'll grab that lip like this, and we can bring the panel across. So this is how to do it. Grab your baby, and don't sit babies on waist belt, okay? Always sit them in a nice deep seat, especially with ergos. You've got what we call the bucket seat. So you really want to sit baby deep into that bucket. So you go zoop, like that. Bring the panel to under the earlobe. Grab your chest strap, up over your head, arm through, and arm through. Give your straps a little shake. Bring them down, and then we're going to retighten to give a nice snug fit, especially if you've got the older version. The straps are much thicker. Pull it down, hold with your armpit. I know it looks weird, but it makes a difference. And then pull back. This way you avoid having a big gap here. It will give you really nice snug fit, especially if you've got small shoulders. Like that. Okay? The chest strap on your back should always sit somewhere between your shoulder blades, and should be quite snug. So you can set it before you start. If you have different people using it, they will have to readjust it every time. It takes a couple of seconds. You can slide that chest strap around, and you can pull it to make it tighter. On the Adapt, you've got these little tabs underneath. That's what's called the Adapt. You can undo. All you can do is just pull. So we always have a really nice snug fit. Baby's well supported from knee to knee, and the seat isn't too deep. So it works really great, especially with small babies, compared to the more bulky versions. So you can pull this bit, make them as small as you need to, like you can narrow the base, or as your baby grows, you can just leave them on done or just put it in wider setting. So this give a little for play around until you get a nice fit. Especially for a small baby, make it as small as possible. You do down each side. For this baby, I think I'll put it in a second setting. Like that, and you can just tuck them into that little pocket, whatever you want to call it. Okay, cool. Right, that's it. As your baby grows, just leave them open because it'll be wider and give you a better sit. The headrest, again, as I was saying, just either here, you can keep it inside, or if your baby's much taller, you can button it up. You don't need the headrest behind the head to support the head. As long as baby's supported just under the earlobe, you're good to go. Keep your hands towards the face. And the way to know if a carrier is tight enough or not, support, lean forward. If your baby's coming away from you, then it's not tight enough. Other way to know, you can use your hand. If you can fit one hand flat between you and baby, between your chests, then you're good to go. If you can fit a fist, then it's too loose. So we tighten by pulling back. Okay, safety wise, everything is tight in view at all time. I can see baby's airways. Baby's airways, nice and visible, should never be covered by fabric, panel or anything like this. Baby's close enough to kiss the top of the head, so my baby rests on the hard part of my chest. So I know the carrier is tight and I can see the airways the whole time. When baby's asleep, I can fit 2 fingers between chin and chest. So we always have this little gap to make sure baby's breathing well. If you're struggling a bit with that, maybe make it a bit tighter. Maybe bring the bum a little bit deeper into the seat. Play around with the headrest. You might want to put it inside so baby's more well supported. You've got a little hood here. Pop. Use it if you really have to. What I avoid doing is always covering the face, okay? I know it's called the sleep hood, but it can be a bit dangerous, so we need to be a bit careful. You can use it on the back of the head. You've got some little poppers somewhere around here. And you've got different settings, so you can make it as tight as you need. Pop it, and then you can use it like this to support the back of the head. You can roll it side, but if you have the headrest, you should be able to have enough support like that. The back of the head sometimes is handy. If it's raining or anything like that, you use an umbrella. If it's cold, you use a hat. Okay, so that is me with straight strap. Now if I want to cross straps, which some people prefer, it's worth experimenting and see what you prefer. Just gonna undo everything, so I'm gonna take baby out and show you. Just take baby out, loosen or lift like this. Quickest way from straight strap, loosen one hand on baby, lift, and the chest strap will come right in your neck and clip it. Or you can loosen a lot and then lift baby out. It's totally up to you, whatever technique works for you. Everybody's got different ways to put carriers on. It's about finding what works for you. So now, cross straps. I'm just gonna unclip everything. So on the slightly older version, you'll have an elastic band here. Take the clip out of the elastic band, and when you reclip, you go through the elastic band. It looks like this. On the newer version, they've removed them. Make sure the straps are quite long. When we cross strap, we don't have to worry anymore about the chest strap. This doesn't need to be clipped because the straps come full of your shoulders. Start exactly the same. Baby on your front. Nice deep seat. Again, nice deep into the panel. Panel just under the earlobe. You grab a strap, flip it over your shoulder. Switch hands, hold baby. Go to your back. This hand goes and grab the strap. Pull down, slide it across your lower back. This stops the strap going into your neck. Keep it as low as possible. And we clip. And we pull back. You can pull like that, or just bit by bit. Or you can also do, wrap it around your finger and pull like that. take your time, again, get the angle right. So you see, not completely flat, but same direction, slightly angled. That's how it's gonna come. Think of it a bit like a seatbelt. Same on the other side. Pull down side across, and you see my cross is not right in my neck. That's important to avoid any neck pain. That. Pull back. That's it. Okay, I'm going to show you how to feed in it. So, straight strap or cross strap, you can do exactly the same thing where you're going to loosen for breastfeeding. Loosen, loosen, or lift like that. Basically, you start to move everything down. If you find your baby still too high and you can't get nose to nipple height, so see you're still struggling, okay, go to your waist belt and loosen again, you lift like that. Just go bit by bit so you still feel nicely supported until, ta-da, there we are. And we can support baby's neck as well, make sure baby's well supported, head and spine are aligned, and you can see in the gap under the nose. But keep an eye on baby, very important. So you can feed like that. If you're bottle feeding, you can do all of that, either move to the side or stay there. Make sure it's quite loose, and you can feed like that. Make sure you got enough space for the bottle. If you find this strap gets in the way, especially with cross strap, you can just take it off. So you've got a bit more space to the side, especially when you're breastfeeding, you might want a bit more room. And you can bring that strap across and retighten it. If you find feeding upright doesn't work, you can do a cross cradle feed. So this is what we're going to do, and we need to take the strap off on the side that we're breastfeeding on. I'm going to lift baby, bring the legs to the other side, like that. And again, make sure head and spine are aligned. You're going to have to make sure you really support baby. And there you go. You can feed like that, or you can use your other arm, or both, but make sure you're always well supported. If you are bottle feeding and you prefer bottle feeding in a cross cradle position, do exactly the same, but you just sit baby up a bit more, legs on the side, support, and you can bottle feed like that. Again, you can use your elbow, whatever's going to work, but make sure you remove that strap because you'll get in the way. If you want to do all of that with straight strap, it's fine, you can still take it off. You have the chest strap here, might be a bit annoying, but it looks fine. When you are done, you come back, legs back through the holes, arm back through the strap. Keep everything a little wriggle, make sure baby's well positioned, and you just retighten. That's it. Just take baby out. Either you unclip one side or two sides, or you can loosen and just take baby out like that from one side, two sides. It doesn't matter, it's up to you, as long as you're happy and you feel comfortable. Always one hand on baby. Take baby out, and the very last thing you remove is the waist belt. Once baby out, you can just take it off. And that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.